said, Shalom, you're doing this. And I said, it's a scam. And she said, don't you love me? If you love me, you'll do this for me. For 1 month. So I had a yard sale, I sold some stuff, and I bought my first Plexus. And I fell in love with it. Within 2 weeks, I remember standing outside of my house and taking a picture of myself, a selfie, I'm like, what is that? And then I went and showed, like, who is this? Look what happened to my face in just a couple of weeks. And I got my husband started on the product, my mom, and another one of my friends, and we got a check in the mail back when we had checks. And I looked at it and I was like, you think it's real, and if we deposit it, will they take money out of our bank? Is this a scam? And my husband like, we don't have any money in the bank anyway, we're in the hole. So is it gonna help us get out of the hole? So they can't be any worse than that. And we deposited that check, and guess what? We were able to continue to have our products paid for every month. But I didn't catch the vision of the business. I think a fear and a scarcity mindset. And about a year in, I had a friend who's really struggling with her health, and she said, Shalom, what are you doing? Why do you look so much better? You have so much energy. You're able to pour into your family so much more than I remember you being able to do in the past. And I said, I'm just being healthy and taking good stuff. I did not tell her my secret because of fear. And she called me 3 days later and she said, I know you're doing something. I need you to tell me. So I gave in and I told her about Plexus, but I still didn't sell it to her. I sent her a free set. And her husband called me a couple of weeks later crying and said, you gave me my wife back. She has been struggling and not being able to get out of bed and having seizures, and you gave my wife back. And at that point, I drew my line in the sand, and I realized this wasn't about me, this was about them. It was about you guys. It was about the changes that me just getting over my fear could make. So that fast forward to the April 2nd of this year, and I went Emerald. Just so you know, 11 months later, I went Emerald. And then Plexus has been a huge blessing to our family over all these years. But in April of this year, my husband and I were sitting in a doctor's office, and the doctor across from us said, your husband has aggressive stage 3 B-cell lymphoma. And what does fear do? What does fear do? We knew what it did to me back then. It stops you, it keeps you from serving others, it stops you from learning, it stops you from having vision. And because I had been a part of Plexus for all these years, I had learned health. I had learned to be curious, to lean in, and being a part of such an incredible community that loves me and I knew would stand behind me. My husband and I stepped out in faith that we could make our own choices, that we didn't have to do just what the doctor says. And we started pursuing other ways of healing. And in the process of that, my mortgage got paid every month. My electric was paid. My kids were taken care of. My husband and I were able to step back and not worry about, we had everything set up on automatic payments because I was not thinking about the bills for over the last 6 months. I was thinking about my husband. I was thinking about saving his life. And because I said yes, 10, 11 years ago? Because I said yes, because I let go of my fear, because I walked in faith, because I had a strong belief of what I was doing, now I'm able to stand before you and say my husband this week was told he no longer has cancer. And it wouldn't have happened. I know from the bottom of our heart it would not have happened because I've been able to walk this journey with this cancer journey with so many other people that don't understand gut health. They don't understand or have a community. So many of them didn't have what my husband and I have. And I didn't know what the future held. When I said yes 10 years ago, I had no idea that we would be facing this journey together. But don't you think I'm super grateful now? So I would say for all of you thinking about it, say yes. It's wise to say yes. Thank you.